Welcome to the fourth lecture of our lecture series on human resource management. This lecture is based on recruitment and selection. As the first part of this lecture, in this video I am going to discuss about recruitment. These are the topics which will be covered in this video. They are: what is recruitment, importance of recruitment, recruitment process, recruitment function, organizational recruitment policy, methods of recruitment, and finally factors to be considered in recruitment. We'll move on to the next slide. Basically, recruitment is the process of finding and attracting suitable and qualified applicants from the job market to fill open positions in the organization. The main intention of recruitment is to attract and obtain applications as much as possible from all the eligible job seekers in the job market. Therefore, it can also be defined as the process of obtaining many applications from among which the most suitable candidate will be selected. So, in simple terms, recruitment is the process of finding and attracting suitable and qualified applicants for a particular vacant job position. Now let's look at some factors as to why recruitment is important for an organization. The first one is it ensures that the organization is able to acquire suitably qualified candidates who will contribute to the growth of the organization. Then, it also helps to acquire a pool of job seekers at the lowest possible cost. And also, it is a long-term strategy for the growth of the organization. It ensures that the candidate who is finally recruited will remain in the organization for a long period of time without leaving the organization in the middle of his employment. The recruitment process, when considered along with selection, induction and hiring, contains steps which involve all those areas because they are all connected to the staffing part of human resource management. However, in this video, I have only focused on steps that are directly concerned with recruitment part. So, we'll discuss the steps. The first one is identify job vacancies, then job analysis, then considering the factors which affects recruitment, prepare job application form, select the method of recruitment, then implementation, and finally evaluation of the recruitment process effort. So we'll discuss one by one. Now let's look at what is meant by identifying the job vacancies. This involves the identification and determination of the number of existing job vacancies, the particular positions, their location, and when such vacant positions should be filled. For this purpose, HR plan, replacement chart, succession plan, and employee requisition forms can be used to determine the job vacancies. Then, as the second step, the HR manager has to ascertain the job requirements by considering the job analysis information. For this purpose, job description and job specification can be referred to. Then, as the third step, certain factors which affect recruitment have to be considered. They are organizational recruitment policy, corporate plan, cost of recruitment, and labor market conditions. Basically, labor market is the mean by which the labor demand is matched with the labor supply. Now let's look at organizational recruitment policy and how the methods of recruitment depends on that. The organizational recruitment policy is the code which contains the company guidelines or principles to be adopted in recruitment. When the HR manager develops a plan or a procedure for recruitment, he has to consider this recruitment policy. It takes two forms such as internal recruitment policy and external recruitment policy. Under the internal recruitment policy, internal candidates within the organization who possess the required or desired qualifications will be attracted. Under the external recruitment policy, outside candidates will be attracted to fill the vacant positions in the organization. These candidates could be either currently employed or unemployed. After considering the above factors, the HR manager has to prepare the job application form. In that step, he should ensure that through the application form, he is able to collect information with regard to the applicant's education levels, work experience, other qualifications, and skills. As the fourth step, the method of recruitment has to be selected. It could be either internal or external. Under the internal recruitment process, these methods can be followed: promotions, transfers, job posting. Job posting means placing the information with regard to a vacant position in a notice board or a bulletin board. Then employee referrals. Intranet. Intranet is a private network which can be accessed only by the authorized users. That means it's like a internal communication process. Then replacement chart and succession plan, which we discussed in the HR planning video. Then rehiring former employees. Now let's look at some advantages and disadvantages of internal recruitment. Advantages are a motivator for current employees. It is less costly, strengthens the employee relations. That means the relationship between the employer and employee. Then time saving and a faster process, better utilization of the internal resources, easy to access information about candidates' employment history as he is already working in the organization, and therefore the records with regard to his employment history is already available. Then the management is confident about the selected candidate's ability. Then when we look at the disadvantages, it denies the flowing of fresh talent and new knowledge to the organization, and also limited choice because if we recruit externally, there will be a huge pool of applicants, but when we recruit internally, it is limited, leading to disputes among competing candidates, causes morale problems for those who are not promoted, and results in less innovation and creativity because, as we said in the first point with regard to disadvantages, uh, this prevents the flowing of new knowledge, skills, and ideas to the organization. Now let's look at some external methods of recruitment. Advertising. That means publishing an advertisement in a newspaper or any other media platform. Then employment or job agencies. Educational institutions. What happens here is the employer sends a representative to a educational institution like a university or a campus uh, to pre-screen applicants and create an applicant pool from the graduating class of that particular educational institution. Headhunting, what happens here is a suitable person who is already employed somewhere else is identified and approached to fill a vacant positions in your organization. Then walk-in interviews, career fairs, internships. So let's look at some advantages and disadvantages of external recruitment. Advantages: there is a wide variety of options available and supports in acquiring the best talent in the job market, gives indirect publicity and better image for the organization, results in the flowing of new ideas and knowledge, and presence of competition. Disadvantages are this is costly and time consuming as a long process will be followed, then causes morale problems for existing employees as new employees are recruited without promoting or transferring them to those positions. Then the performance is unpredictable and a long period could be taken by that particular person to fit into the organizational culture. After completing all the steps I discussed earlier, as the sixth step, you have to implement the recruitment process. That means you have to create a recruitment pool. After creation of the recruitment pool, you have to evaluate the effort of recruitment. And finally, let's discuss about some factors to be considered in recruitment. There are internal factors and external factors. Some of the internal factors are recruitment policy, size of the organization. Then some of the external factors are labor market conditions and also demographic factors. So with that, we come to the end of our lecture on recruitment. In the next video, I will be discussing about selection.